My name is David Davis from Actual Tech Media, and I'm excited to be taking you through the installation of the CloudDaddy Secure Backup solution for AWS. Before I do that, just a little bit of background information about CloudDaddy. If you're using Amazon Web Services to provide infrastructure as a service for your enterprise, you need a visionary, secure backup and disaster recovery solution to protect your mission-critical applications and data. CloudDaddy provides AWS cloud-native secure backup, restore, and disaster recovery for your AWS infrastructure. It utilizes native Amazon APIs and best practices. CloudDaddy integrates cybersecurity countermeasures such as web application firewall, instance firewalls, rules, templates, and security groups to protect your AWS backup and disaster recovery. To install CloudDaddy, you should first understand what edition of the solution that you're going to use. CloudDaddy comes in free, basic, SMB, enterprise, and custom or MSP editions. In our case, let's scroll down and let's click here to start the free trial now. This brings us to the AWS Marketplace, and all we have to do to start our free trial is click here to subscribe. If you aren't already logged into AWS, you'll need to do so. After that, click to configure the CloudDaddy Secure Backup Edition, and then take the defaults to deploy CloudDaddy in your region. From here, we'll choose an action to launch the CloudFormation template and click Launch. Next, we'll be prompted to create a CloudFormation stack. And this is very easy to do if you haven't done it before. I'll simply click Next. We'll give the stack a name. I'll call this CloudDaddy. Here we need to specify an IP address or IP address range in CIDR format, which defines who exactly can RDP into the CloudDaddy instance. With an IP address in there, we'll scroll on down, we'll select an existing key pair, and we'll specify the VPC reference ID and the VPC subnet. From here, I'll click Next. Take the default here and click Next. And finally, check the box to acknowledge that AWS CloudFormation might create IAM resources. I'll click Create, and this will bring us to the CloudFormation Stacks page. We click Refresh. We can see that the creation is in process. And so what this does is it not only creates the CloudFormation template, but then that template goes off and it creates an Amazon EC2 instance, which will then become our CloudDaddy AWS backup appliance. Let's give this just a moment to complete. With the creation complete, let's go into EC2 and then into running instances. And as you can see, we have a new CloudDaddy secure backup instance running here in Amazon Web Services. It says it is currently running. Let's give it a moment to complete the initialization. With the status checks completed and the instance running, we really just need two pieces of information here from the AWS console. First off, we need the public IP address of this instance, which is found here, and you can copy to the clipboard by clicking that icon. In a minute, we'll also need the instance ID, which is found right there. From here, we'll go to a browser tab, paste in the IP address of the new instance that we just created, and I'm going to make sure to add HTTPS at the start of the IP address. Initially, we'll get this message that our connection is not private, and we'll take the default to proceed. And with that, we've successfully connected to the CloudDaddy Secure Backup appliance running in AWS. The first thing we're prompted for here is the instance ID. Let's go back to the AWS console, and then right here we'll copy to the clipboard the instance ID, go back to CloudDaddy Secure Backup, paste it in, accept the license agreement, and click Next. Now we'll configure a username and a password, and finally verify the password. Then click Next. Here we can take all the defaults for the time zone, data volume, and capacity. Those can be configured later. If you have an SSL certificate that you'd like to provide, you can provide that here. If not, simply click Next. And then finally, fill out your name, business email, country, phone number, and address, and then click Finish. At this point, CloudDaddy has been configured. Let's go ahead and log in with the username and password that we configured during the configuration process. And with that, we are at the console for the CloudDaddy Secure Backup appliance. Now, for a simple demonstration of what CloudDaddy can do, I've actually created a new instance here in AWS called App Server 1. This is just a simple default Amazon Linux AMI that I've installed, and you can see that it's running. If we go back to CloudDaddy, what I'd like to do here is to create a new backup job. If we go into the Jobs tab, we'll click to create a job. We'll call this simply Test Job and click Next. Now notice how we can back up instances, volumes, RDS databases, Aurora clusters, Redshift clusters, as well as specific tags. In our case, we're going to add an AWS instance. This instance is going to be in US East 1. And you can see it's under my AWS account, and it is called App Server 1. So we'll check the box right there. Now we could say that we wanted to back up all instances. That's very easy to do as well. I'll click Next. We'll choose to run the job immediately, but as you can guess, most backup jobs would be run on a schedule. It could be every so many hours, could be daily, monthly, however you'd like to perform your backup jobs. Notice that replication is an option if you'd like. We're not doing that right now. As part of the backup job, you can also execute scripts. We're not going to do that right now. You can configure the retention policy. And finally, we'll click Finish. As you can see, the backup quickly moved from idle into running state, and we are backing up our Amazon AWS instance. We'll give it just a moment to complete. And with that, our simple backup job has completed. And now we're going to do one of those backup tests that you just have to do. We're going to go over here. We'll select App Server 1. We're going to terminate the instance. Say yes, we want to terminate it. You can see it's shutting down. And that instance is gone. So now how do we get the instance back? Let's go ahead and create a restore job. We'll create a job to restore what was backed up during the test job. We'll say we want to restore this to the original location. We'll select the instance we want to restore from the backup job. And we do have a number of options here. We can specify multiple instances to be restored of that single instance. We can select the key pair that we want to use. We can even change the instance type, the VPC subnet ID, security groups, things like that when we restore the instance. We'll click Next, click Finish. Let's give the restore job a moment to complete. And with the restore job complete, let's go back to AWS. We'll do a refresh here. And as you can see, App Server 1 is back up and running over in AWS. It's already running. It's currently initializing. And that instance and all its data and applications were successfully restored thanks to our CloudDaddy Secure Backup. Besides image level restore, you can also perform a file level restore. So that's a quick overview and test of backup and restore with CloudDaddy Secure Backup. Don't forget that CloudDaddy also offers instance firewalls, web application firewall with intrusion prevention, as well as infrastructure overview and management for AWS. Before we go, I'd like to give you a sneak peek at the brand new version of CloudDaddy Secure Backup that's about to be released. In fact, by the time you're watching this video, this new version may already be out. While there's many new features in the new release, one of the most exciting new features, in my opinion, is the ability to perform disaster recovery orchestration. To see for yourself how CloudDaddy can back up and secure your AWS environment, visit clouddaddy.com and click Start Free Trial now. Thanks for watching.